I have another exhibit video for you. I did the 101 exhibits that the prosecution presented in the case against Eric Holder, but now I have a video of all the exhibits that the defense attorney presented during the trial. These would have been exhibits presented by Aaron Jansen, and we'll start off with exhibit letter A. Is an old photo that was taken from a video. It's a screen capture. It's not a photo, but it's a screen capture that shows, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. There are 6 or 7 people shown in this screen capture photo, and all the faces are redacted from the photo except for Nipsey Hussle and Cowboy. And the photo has 2 labels on it, Big Thundercat and Little Thundercat. And this was presented during the cross-examination of Cowboy, Herman Douglas. And when this photo was presented, he corrected the defense attorney, and he said that at this time, Nipsey Hussle was not Little Thundercat. So the Little Thundercat and the Big Thundercat were put on there by the attorney. I believe that Cowboy said this photo was taken sometime in 2003 or 2004. During the testimony, Cowboy told the defense attorney that Nipsey Hussle was not from Rolling 60s when this photo was taken, and that he probably got put on in 2005 or 2006. That was Cowboy's testimony on that day. But if you listen to the No Jumper interview that Cowboy gave, he says that Nipsey Hussle got put onto the set in 2004. But this photo was taken probably in 2003 or early 2004. And he said at that time, Nipsey Hussle was referred to as by everyone, not Little Thundercat. Exhibit B. This is a selfie video, a live video that he did on Instagram during the trial in court. He actually did this on the day he testified, and on the following day, his testimony covered 2 days. So on the second day of testimony, the defense attorney brought up this live that he did, and they played, let's see, how much did they play? They played about 4 minutes of this entire live right here, and I'll put a link to that if you want to watch the whole thing. But it was basically he was making statements that he's not a snitch, but if you think he's a snitch, this type of snitching is different from gang snitching, and he's basically trying to explain what he did. Exhibit C was an interview he gave on No Jumper, but it was a small clip that was played. This is a 36-minute clip that was played on No Jumper. And this is when he actually introduced some new information that he had never said before. Basically the part when Nipsey asked Rimpaw, "Is that Shitty? Is that Eric Holder that just pulled into the parking lot?" And Rimpaw responds, "Yeah." And then Cowboy tells the story that at that point he remembers Nipsey saying that, "I wonder how this is going to play out." And he had previously never made this statement before. He didn't state this on testimony the day before. This is his second day of testimony during the trial. And he never stated this to the grand jury when he testified. So this was brand new information that Cowboy was introducing for the very first time. And the defense attorney wanted to play it to kind of show that he lacks a level of credibility. Defense Exhibit D is the clip of Kerry Latham when he was on KCAL 9 News with his attorney Lauren Noriega. And the defense attorney just wanted to show that he was very responsive and he was very alert at this time. And they just played the clip from the KCAL news footage that just showed him talking, which is about 1:03 long. Exhibit E was shown during the cross-examination of Shermi Villanueva. These were screen captures that were taken from the LAPD body cam footage. And if you look closely in the upper right-hand corner, you can see the timestamp from the LAPD footage. Exhibit E was taken at 3:52 p.m. Exhibit F is also a screen capture from the LAPD body cam footage, and this was taken at 3:28 p.m. Damn, 3:28 p.m. This would have been 10 minutes after the shooting. And this video shows some blood on his white t-shirt that he had on under the pink polo shirt. And apparently a bullet hit him, or hit his buckle, and created a laceration on his stomach that caused that bleeding. He was pretty lucky that that bullet didn't go right through his stomach. Exhibit G was presented when Bryanitta Nicholson took the stand, and we saw this same exhibit presented by the prosecutor. And this is the immunity agreement that Bryanitta Nicholson signed with the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. It's a less than 2-page agreement signed on actually this is the first one. This is actually not the exact same one that was signed in the exhibit that was presented during the prosecution's case, because the date on that immunity agreement was in 2022, and you can see the date on this agreement is 2019. Now, Exhibit H is a clip of the Masterburger footage. It is just a 48-second clip that shows Eric Holder walking into the Masterburger the first time to order his food when he arrived a little after the 3 o'clock hour. This is about 3:04 p.m. when Eric Holder walks into the Masterburger. And you can actually capture this incident, this event, on 2 different cameras. You could also capture this on the Shell gas station camera. For all of those who are a little bit, I would say, leery about the timestamp on the Shell gas station camera because it is 67 minutes off, it shows the exact same thing. And that's how you could actually see that it's 67 minutes off, because this Masterburger footage is correct. 3:04 p.m. and 10 seconds is when he's walking into the Masterburger footage. And when I say correct, I don't mean perfectly correct, because the only perfect camera are the time cameras on the LAPD body cam. And I synced it up in a video that I'm going to post later. And the difference between the LAPD camera timestamp and the Masterburger footage is a few seconds. So the Masterburger footage it's correct and accurate, but I won't call it perfect because it's off by seconds. But the LAPD camera footage, that one is set to the perfect time using the world clock. It actually shows Eric Holder walking into the store. You can't see him getting out the car, but right there you can see him walking into the Masterburger. And I think this clip is very important, because if Eric Holder came there to do anything nefarious, if he came there to assault anyone, if he came there to shoot someone, this activity right here clearly shows that wasn't his initial intention. This is definitely something that happened spontaneous. This is something that he decided to do after he arrived there. Right now, his main concern is ordering him some food, and you can see him there fumbling with a few dollars to pay for some chili cheese fries. And then after this clip is over, this is when he walks over to the group where Nipsey Hussle, Rimpaw, and Cowboy are standing. Exhibit I is a clip from the Shell gas station, and what they did on this clip is they cropped it, so you don't see the Shell gas station car wash. You don't see the timestamps or anything. They cropped it in so that you can get a close-up look at what's going on. And this is a 14-minute clip from the entire 30-minute clip that they presented. And basically, you can see Rimpaw, Nipsey Hussle, Cowboy, another individual, and Eric Holder. So there's actually 5 people in that group. And they showed this while Bryanitta Nicholson was testifying, because during this point of the clip, you see her walk up. And at this point, she asked if she could take a picture with Nip, and she does so. This clip actually shows that Bryanitta Nicholson was in the group for a little less than a minute. So from this point of her arriving to this point of her leaving is about 53 seconds. And the defense attorney asked her about what did she hear during those 53 seconds, and she said she heard talk about snitching. She heard the word snitch. And she was also asked by the defense attorney, did you ever hear the word paperwork? She said no. But keep in mind, this conversation lasted 4 minutes, and she only heard about 1 minute of it. Exhibit J is a short video clip from the 5-hour interrogation that detectives from the LAPD did with her. And I have previously posted this clip, including another clip that was presented during trial. This is a 1-minute clip. And Exhibit K is a 26-second clip. And unfortunately, neither did the defense or prosecution want to use any other parts of this 5-hour interrogation. So they didn't release the entire interrogation as an exhibit. So it's just these 2 clips. I previously posted both of those clips together, Exhibits J and K, as one video on the StreetTV platform. And in addition to those 2 clips, Exhibit J1 is a transcript of that clip, and Exhibit K1 is a transcript of the second clip, and I'll post both those exhibits. Exhibit L is an audio clip. It's actually a video clip, but the video doesn't show anything because this was recorded surreptitiously. Bryanitta Nicholson did not know she was being recorded, and John McKinney recorded parts of her interrogation with her. And I'll play a short clip. This clip lasts for about a minute.
It sounded to you like he was asking Nipsey, did Nipsey snitch?
Yeah.
Okay. And did he say it both ways? Have you snitched before? Have you told on somebody like that?
He said it just the first way.
Have you snitched before?
Yeah.
Did he say it one time or more than one time?
More than one time.
How many times did you hear him ask that question?
3 times.
And what, if anything, did Nipsey say after each time?
And that clip was actually presented by the defense. The prosecution did not introduce that clip. And Exhibit L1 is a transcript of that short clip. Exhibit M is an old photo of Nipsey Hussle throwing up 6 fingers, gang sign for rolling 60s. And this exhibit was presented during the cross-examination of LAPD officer Glaxio. Exhibit N is another photo of Nipsey Hussle, and it's a selfie photo taken inside a car, and he's throwing up neighborhood crib. And Exhibit O is a screen capture of a video that Nipsey Hussle did. It's a DJ Khaled video. And defense attorney asked LAPD officer Glaxio. Glaxio was the gang expert for the LAPD. He was asked if he was familiar with what Nipsey Hussle was doing in this photo. and he said he was throwing up neighborhood crip. Then we go to Exhibit P. Exhibit P was shown to Cowboy again, but this time Cowboy was brought back to the trial to be a defense witness. Cowboy was actually the first witness for the defense, and the defense attorney presented Exhibit P, which is a screen capture of the video from the Shell gas station, which shows Nipsey Hussle, Rimpaw, Cowboy, and a fourth person. And the defense attorney asked if he knew who that fourth person was. And Cowboy responded by not offhand. That was his response, not offhand. Even though he was standing right there next to this guy. And this person had never been identified. So not offhand for that person. Exhibit Q is a screen capture from the Shell gas station footage again, but this one shows it's the point where Bryanitta Nicholson walks to the group, where Cowboy, Rimpaw, Nipsey, and Eric Holder are at, and she walks up to the group to take a photo with Nipsey Hussle. When this exhibit was presented to Cowboy, the defense attorney asked, "Did you see the woman that walked over, stopped, and joined the group?" And Cowboy said, "Yeah." And then the defense attorney asked him, "Did you know that this woman was with Eric?" And he said, "No, I didn't pay attention to the car." "Did you tell her to wait in order to take a photo?" Cowboy said, "No." "Did you hear Mackenzie telling her to wait?" Cowboy said, "No." Exhibit R is another point in the video from the Shell gas station. And at this point, it shows Nipsey Hussle signing something. And the defense attorney asked Cowboy, "Do you see where you guys are standing?" He said yes. Next to Eric Holder, he said yes. And at this point, it appears that Nipsey is signing something for a guy that just walked out of the Marathon store. Exhibit S is a screen capture of the Shell gas station photo, which shows Eric Holder walking away the second time with the food in his hand. So he already went back into Masterburger, got his food, went over to the group to say bye to everybody. Defense attorney asked, "Do you see Eric Holder shake your hand?" Cowboy says yes. "Do you see Eric Holder walk away without shaking Nipsey's hand?" He said yes. Do you see Eric Holder walk away for the second time with his food?" "Yes." "When he walked away the second time, he shook Rimpaw's hand and your hand?" "Not sure. I thought he shook Nipsey's hand." "Do you see Nipsey is between the two white cars?" Eric Holder shakes Rimpaw's hand. "Yes, it appears that way." Then Askadon, Nipsey bends down. Eric Holder walks away. Then they go to Exhibit T, which is another screen capture from the Shell gas station footage. And at this point, they stop right here at the point where Eric Holder returns back to do the shooting. They pause it right here. They don't play the shooting at this point. And this is probably 3 seconds, 2 seconds before the shooting actually starts. And you see Nipsey Hussle standing there with the white beanie on, Shermi Villanueva in the pink shirt there. Cousin Kerry Latham is leaning against the white car. And Rimpaw is also leaning against the white car. And this black car here belongs to Danae Wright. She just pulled in, double parked. And defense attorney just asked Cowboy, "Do you see in the still where Mr. Holder returned?" And he says yes. That was the last exhibit shown to Cowboy. And then Exhibit U is just a stock photo of a man holding a gun. And they were trying to emphasize the point of properly holding a gun when shooting, which Eric Holder did not do during this shooting. And then Exhibit V, which was also shown to Robert Freeman, who was the gang expert, is another stock photo of the two-handed grip recommended for accuracy. And one of the questions that the defense attorney asked Robert Freeman was, if someone is shooting two guns, one in each hand, how accurate will that be? It's difficult to control recoil, and if you're shooting with a weak hand, that will be inaccurate. And the final exhibit is Exhibit W, And this was a screen capture from the Shell gas station footage that shows 5 people standing there, including Nipsey Hussle, Eric Holder, Rim Paw, Cowboy, and the random guy that Cowboy didn't know who that was. And this photo was shown to gang expert Robert Freeman to ask him, what are the consequences, what are the ramifications of addressing someone as being a snitch in front of other people? And the question was, if someone of Nipsey Hussle's stature makes accusations of snitching, would that carry more weight? That question was immediately objected by prosecutor John McKinney, and we never did get an answer. And that was the last exhibit presented by the defense. Thanks for tapping in for another video with StreetTV. I will create a page at streetgangs.com with a link to all these exhibits in PDF form and links to all the video clips that were presented.